Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be a little bit different from videos past because this time I'm starting a new series. This one is going to be a series of videos all based on characters from the series Drawtectives. Drawtectives is a YouTube series made by a group of artists where one of them has created a world and three of them are playing within that world and they have to draw pictures and stuff to try and gain clues to solve a mystery. It's a really fun series, and if you haven't watched it, I would suggest checking it out. I will leave a link to it in the description below if you wanna go take a look. The first set we're gonna make is based on the character Grendan Highforge, played by Nathan Yaffe. Even if you're not familiar with the character, hopefully you can still enjoy this. I will try to explain a little bit about the character and my design process as we go. It became kind of an inside joke in season 1 that everyone called them grandma. So I went for kind of a grandma vibe with these. Grendan is kind of a druid-ish kind of character, and in the second season they wear like a romper that has lots of florals on it. So I went for some actual floral inclusions in this. I went and used plants that I thought matched the colors of Grendan's romper in season 2 and also his clothes in season 1 as well. So those colors are like blues and white and lots of green leaves and that sort of thing. I tried to get a lot of different textures in there, lots of different leaves and stuff. There's kind of two reasons for that. One of them is that I found that having lots of different textures in there makes it feel more lush and vibrant. And the other thing is that we're going to be doing a Mica Drop, wherein we have little shimmery drips that drip through the resin. And I thought that it would make those drips more interesting if we had lots of different textures that they're trying to move through. So you can see here the colors that I picked out. I'm putting them into the mixing cups. The blue that I found was kind of dark, but I thought the tone was perfect, so I did a mix of that darker blue teal color and some white. So the way that a Mica Drop works, and I don't know if there's another name for it, that's just what I call it, but you take a lot of mica powder and you mix it with a little bit of resin, and because mica is a rock, it's heavy, so that will make that resin heavier than the other resin in the dice. It's not like so heavy that it's going to cause any problems with weighting or anything. The mica is so fine that it's negligible in the grand scheme of things, but it's just heavy enough that it will try and sink. And since it's sinking, it makes all sorts of cool drips. So here I am mixing up all of those little bits of resin with quite a bit of mica powder. I went for mainly clear resin in this set of dice because I wanted the shimmeriness of the mica to stand out, and I wanted to be able to see the plants as clearly as possible. Sometimes it's useful to have a picture in front of me while I am designing things, and sometimes I kind of go by vibes because I found that if I go and look at a picture too much, sometimes I'll get bogged down in the details and it just won't have the right vibe to it. So this is one of those situations where I went and looked up images, got an idea of what I wanted to do, and then closed those images and went and figured out my colors and my materials. When I'm putting the mica into the mold on top of the clear resin, I try to keep the colors mostly separate. I found that this helps keep the colors more distinct in the final set of dice. So once we get all the lids on and everything, I take these away to go cure in a pressure pot, which means that they will sit for the next 24 hours under about 40 psi of pressure. This is going to take all of the air bubbles in those and squish them down so small that you can't even see them and make them crystal clear. So once those 24 hours are up, we can come back and unmold them, see how they turned out. So that's how they're looking now. After this, I went off and sanded them and polished them, but I won't make you sit through all of that. We're gonna come back now while we're painting the numbers, because that's a lot more interesting. So I went for just a satin white for the numbers. There's a few reasons I went for satin white. In Grendan's outfits, in both the first and the second season, she has a lot of white details, and like the outlines on their romper is in white and that sort of thing. I also didn't want to do something shimmery because I didn't want it to blend in with all the shimmery mica powders in there. I also thought that the white stood out really well from both the shimmery colors and the plants. And I wanted something simple because there was so much going on the inside of the dice that I didn't want to take away from that. I thought if I did something too fancy on the outside, it would just be way too much. Alright, once we get those all done, there you have it. There's the set of dice. Hopefully you enjoyed this little explanation of what my design process is like. And if you haven't checked out Drawtectives, you should totally go do that. It's a really fun series. I would like to thank all of my patrons for making stuff like this possible. If you want to become a patron, there's a link to it down in the description. And I have all sorts of stuff like you can watch my videos 2 weeks early, or you can even get a different D20 every month. There's a few different perks there. I have 4 more videos in this series coming for 4 other characters. Those will be up hopefully soon, but I have a question for you. What series should I make dice based on next? I do have one more after this, but I am open to ideas because stuff like this is really fun for me. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!